I have thoughts. Okay. I want to talk about I am not okay with this, because it is currently the subject of a large chunk of my attention, and we still have to wait like 2 more weeks for the release, and I just have lots of thoughts that I want to get out and talk about, because I read the graphic novel, and it was a trip, and therefore I have theories and concerns and predictions and such, and we're going to chat. So if for some reason you are unaware, I Am Not Okay With This is a new Netflix original show that is coming out on February 26th, and it is starring Sophia Lillis and Wyatt Oleff, which is why it has captured the attention of the IT fandom in particular, because it is 2 actors from the Losers Club acting together in a different thing. Like, they're both in it. It's kind of trippy. Everyone's like ridiculously excited because we stan Sophia and Wyatt. So, it is from the producers of Stranger Things and The End of the Fucking World, and it is based off of a graphic novel of the same name. And I brought it upon myself to do some research and read this graphic novel, because I wanted to know what I was getting into, wanted to know what I should be excited about. And Christ, the graphic novel is bad, like really, really bad. I actually recommend that you guys read it. It's a very fast read. It's only like 170 pages, and it's a graphic novel, so that means you can read it in like 15-20 minutes, which is what I did. And let's just get into it. It's about this girl named Sid, who is being played by Sophia Lillis, who is a 15-year-old girl who is depressed and anxious, and, she's one of those. She also has superpowers. By the way, she has these, like, mind powers where she can, like, give people headaches, basically. It's kind of unclear. Like, we're gonna get to that as we get into, like, plot stuff. Spoilers for this graphic novel, hence possibly the TV show, so if you don't want to know anything about, like, the plot, then, like, maybe don't watch this video. Thanks for stopping by, though. Let's proceed. So she has these superpowers. And basically, first of all, Mandy did a video doing like a drunk retelling of the story. It's probably going to be way funnier than mine, but I'm going to quickly go through it. She goes to the guidance counselor. She's like, hey, I'm depressed. Guidance counselor's like, all right, I'm going to give you this journal. Document your feelings. And the graphic novel is her diary. Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and like all those other trendy, like, graphic novel, diary, middle school kid kind of things we're going for. First of all, the writing is atrocious. It's clearly like a middle-aged man trying to write like a 15-year-old girl and like not succeeding. It's just like really awkward dialogue, and like the art style is kind of like weird, and like so Sid is depressed, and then she gets this diary, and she's like, cool. And basically, Sid is gay. I assume she's, like, gay and not bisexual. It, like, doesn't really, like, go into that much. But she's, like, gay, and she's in love with her best friend, Dina. So she's friends with this girl, Dina, and this girl, Dina, has an abusive boyfriend. And so she's like, wow, but I'm in love with Dina, though. And she has this friend named Stan, who is being played by Wyatt Oleff. Yes, Wyatt Oleff is playing another Stan. I am just as shook as you are. This is not a joke. He's only typecasted as Stans now. Basically, Stan is like a stoner. And so she starts, like, getting high with Stan because she discovers that, like, getting high, like, eases her powers or whatever, like, makes her feel better, or, like, I don't know. So she starts getting high with Stan, and also hooking up with Stan. No, I want to stop here. Because, like, throughout the book, they have, like, a friends with benefits relationship, and, like, we must talk about this because it's Sophia and Wyatt. Like, I am so curious to see what exactly the show is going to do with this concept, because clearly these 2 characters are, like, the center of this show. Like, they're on the poster. The very short teaser trailer that we got was only them. Like, they're clearly, like, marketing, like, hey, it's the IT kids, which, like, I don't mind that, but, like, that makes me think that, like, okay. And so the whole thing is that, like, Sid likes Dina, but then Sid is kind of with Stan. And, gay rights and all, but also I would be lying if I said I didn't want to see, like, a relationship explored with stan, because, you know, I don't know how to say this without being weird, and, like, for people, because, you know, I've talked about FAC before, FAC bad, I don't want to, you know, say anything, like, that could be alluded with, like, that kind of behavior, but I really like Sophia and Wyatt's, like, friendship, I guess, and, like, I think that they have, like, good chemistry together. Like I said, they're kids, so it's weird, like, saying, like, to, like, explain this without it being weird, and I don't think they're going to do anything explicit because they're kids, but, like, I'm very intrigued and curious to see what happens with that, and we're gonna come back to that later, put a pin in that. Next in the story, basically Sid is, like, at Dina's house, and she, like, tries to kiss Dina, and then Dina's like, yeet, and Sid's all sad. What else is new? Sid meets this, like, butch chick at, like, a grocery store or something, I don't remember, and she, like, hooks up with this girl. And then, like, we get, like, some backstory stuff, like, she doesn't get along with her mom and her brother, and basically, like, her dad died, and, like, her dad had the same superpowers, and it's kind of implied that, like, she killed her dad, like, it was kind of like her dad, like, asked her to kill him. Like, he was, like, suicide. I don't know. It's really, really strange. And then, Dina, like, basically, like, gets, like, sexually assaulted by her boyfriend, and then her boyfriend, like, beats her up, and, Sid's really mad about this, so Sid kills the boyfriend with her mind powers, and then she goes to the funeral, and then the cops come, and they're like, hey, do you know anything about this? She's like, yeah, I killed him with my mind powers. And they're like, no, he died of a brain aneurysm. Like, we're good. And then Sid's all, like, sad, and the rest of it is kind of vague, but basically what happens at the end is that she goes and kills herself by blasting her brains out with her superpowers. So, not a great ending. And as a whole, I have thoughts regarding the show because of the plot of the book. Like I said, it's not good. Like, it's not a good graphic novel. It's written very poorly. The art style is, like, poorly done. Like, it doesn't, like, communicate visuals very well, and, like, it's very, like, nothing really, like I said, it's very short. Like, all these sequences, like, all of these events happen very quickly, and you don't really have, like, you don't care about any of the characters, like, nothing really builds. It all kind of seems like a satirical joke in a way, even though it's, like, they're trying to, like, approach this from, like, a serious situation. So I have a couple of notes of some, like, predictions that I have for the show regarding this, and why I think the show is going to be good. Because, don't get me wrong, I've spent the first half of this video talking about how the book is bad. However, I am ridiculously excited for this show, and I think I have pinpointed why. So my first prediction is that the show is going to be not bad, and I have a main reason for this, and that is because it is a show. Like I said, this book is short. I'm going to say this again, it is very short. I read it in, like, 15 minutes, and it's a graphic novel. It is incredibly short. Therefore, I think that it could be easily conveyed in the speed that it was initially conveyed in like, a film or less. Like, there's not a lot of material there. So I think by choosing a show, we don't know how many episodes, I assume, like, 8 to 10, because that seems to be the Netflix quota. By choosing a show, they immediately had a lot more space to express these characters. However, I am worried that they're going to be 20-minute episodes, because these are the creators of The End of the Fucking World. The End of the Fucking World comics were the same writer as these comics. Therefore, I'm a bit worried that it's going to be like 8 episodes, and they're each going to be 20 minutes long, and we're not going to get this extended character growth that I really want. Because here's the thing, this story and these characters have a shitload of potential. I think that this is a really fun concept, and I think that it, like, you know, I just think it's a really fun concept, and some fun characters that I think were badly executed. And I think that if they're done in a good setting with some better writers, it could be amazing. I think this has the potential to be a freaking awesome show. Therefore, I really hope it is. And I am thinking that they are going to change things up a lot just by the little bit that we've seen, like having more of an emphasis on Stan as a character, because he was barely in it in the book. He was literally just there to kind of, like, hook up with Sid. And then also, like, just like the teaser in general with, like, him being heavily implemented there. Then again, this could be a marketing ploy to get the It fans to watch on opening day. That could very much be it. that would be very smart, to be honest, to just, like, to be putting Wyatt and Sophia together in all of these advertisement ploys and then actually not really be in the show that much. That's a bit of a concern for me. But, next point. So, I'm going to go back to Sid and Stan. So, I think there is going to be more of a relationship between them in the show, but I think that it's going to end up mutually platonic, because I think that the fact that Sid is, like, seeming to be a lesbian, like, that she's only into girls, and she's just, like, hooking up with Stan just cause, they don't really give a reason. She's just kind of, like, doing it because, like, she just gets weed from him, and then she's like, alright, guess, you know? So I think that they won't, like, end up in any sort of relationship, because, like, she's gay, but she's not gonna, like, end up with Dina either. So, like, I'm kind of questioning what the ending is gonna be. Because I think it would be really fucking stupid to end it with her killing herself. Because of 13 Reasons Why. So 13 Reasons Why, if for some reason you live under a rock, is another Netflix series that's about suicide, where, like, the main character, like, kills herself at the end of the show. Like, you know from the beginning that she's dead. Like, it's, if you, for some reason, like, you should know what 13 Reasons Why is. But that show sparked a shitload of controversy, especially because it was dealing with, like, teenagers in, like, a realistic high school setting and, like, was glorifying suicide. Therefore, I think it would be incredibly stupid to keep the ending of Sid killing herself from a story perspective, because it's anticlimactic and, like, there's no actual, like, character arcs that get resolved. And second of all, because that's not good. So, like, I didn't personally have any problems with 13 Reasons Why, because I am able to disconnect fiction from reality, but nonetheless, fiction does impact people's lives, and they perceive things certain ways. There are people who watch things that maybe, like, impact them in a way that it wasn't intended to, but they're, like, in, like, an unstable state where they're triggered by certain things. It's a whole thing. I think it would be really bad to do that. Therefore, I don't really know how they're going to conclude this, but I hope it's good. I also think there's going to be a lot more development with Dina. We've gotten, like, some, like some screen caps and stuff of, like, Sid and Dina. And I think that that's, like, a good relationship to, like, develop of, like, Sid's feelings with Dina, but I also think it would be really depressing if, like, they really, like, go ham on, like, oh, she's in love with Dina, and then Dina still doesn't, like, love her, you know, because Dina is, like, straight, as we're perceived. Also, like, Sid kills her boyfriend. Like, she doesn't, like, find out, but, like, that's not a really good thing to be like, oh, I killed your boyfriend, like, let's be together now, you know? Because, like, if she ever were to find out somehow, it's, like, super fucked up and not really, like, a good thing to promote as well. So, I'm kind of, this video is kind of irrelevant because we really have no idea what's gonna happen, and I have no way of predicting one way or another, but I just feel like getting my thoughts out because I'm very excited, and I don't really know why, because I feel like it could be very bad, but I'm hoping that it's gonna be very good. So, back to the suicide thing, I think that maybe a possibility is that she does attempt to kill herself, like, she goes to, like, the hill where she does it, but then someone stops her. Like, one of the characters, like, finds her there, and, like, convinces her not to. Like, Dina or Stan would be the options if that were to happen. I don't know. I feel like that's also kind of controversial. I feel like to delve, like, I don't know. I feel like bringing up the topic of, like, a teenager having suicidal thoughts but then overcoming them is like, important. I feel like that's a good topic to talk about because, like, depression is such, like, an adamant thing in, like, young teens these days, and so many kids have been in a place like that. I feel like that maybe would be a good thing to do, like, better than the alternatives, you know? I think that maybe that would be an opportunity to have some character arcs conclude and actually give her, like, a happy ending while still maintaining sort of her depressive state and, like, her willingness to die. Like, she's, like, consistently just, like, kind of hates her life and, like, just doesn't want to exist. And, I don't know. I also think there's gonna be a lot more family stuff. Like I said, the thing with the death of her dad is, like, super vague. It's a graphic novel, so it's drawn to look like she kind of kills her dad. That's, like, huge if that's what happened, and I really want them to, like, go into that more and be like, how, like, because that really, like, well, keep in mind we're living in a universe where superpowers exist, but nonetheless, that is a huge toll on, like, a child. Like, if she actually was, like, responsible for her dad's death, whether he wanted her to do it or not, that's, like, could be a big impact on her mental state. Therefore, I think we should get a little bit more expansion on that. I also want to see just more about her family in general, because, like, she talks a lot about, like, how much she hates her mom and her brother, but, like, we don't actually, like, see them that much. And, like, love a good angsty family dynamic. But now, the more that I think about it, the more I'm worried that we're only going to get 20-minute episodes, and it's just going to be the most rushed thing ever, and I'm really upset. Another point that I have that just kind of wraps up like what I've been saying is that an actual attempt to delve into mental health. I think that by having a protagonist who is, like, and basically, like, a story in general that is so focused on mental health, but is kind of using superpowers as a vessel for that, which I actually think is really awesome. Like, it's a really good concept of kind of having, like, a mind ability to sort of be a metaphor, like a metaphorical representation for, like, a mental disorder. You know, it's like she has this superpower that can give people headaches and give them, like, brain aneurysms and etc., and it's kind of like a metaphor for her own, like, mental struggles. I think that's a really awesome point, which is kind of what I said at the beginning. Like, I think there's a lot of potential for this story and these concepts and these characters, but that it was badly executed in the graphic novel. Therefore, I really hope that they can kind of use that as a vessel to actually make this, like, a good little mental health representation kind of thing, because believe it or not, it's good to communicate those kind of things to kids and young impressionable audiences, and the It fandom, whether we like it or not, is full of a lot of young kids and teenagers, and they're going to be watching this for Wyatt and Sophia. Therefore, I think that, like, even if they just do it subtly, it doesn't have to be, like, a whole campaign like 13 Reasons Why, but I think that, like, doing it healthily in a way that advocates but also doesn't draw attention would be really smart and good. My last point is sort of a plot thing, and I think that there's going to be more than one accident that other than her killing Dina's boyfriend. Because I think that it escalates very quickly. Like, it's very much just like, like, she gave him a headache because he was being a jerk. And then, like, 2 days later, she fucking kills him. Like, I think there needs to be some sort of transition in between as her powers are kind of heightening, because it sort of seems like she was becoming stronger. Like, near the end, she, like, blows off the tip of her finger. And I think that, like I said, it's kind of a result of her mental health, where it's like her mental health is deteriorating, therefore her powers are becoming stronger, and it's sort of a counter-insurgence kind of thing. I think that's a really interesting thing to delve into, and I hope that they, like, do a couple more instances that kind of represent that and, like, her mental journey in general, because yes. So that's pretty much all I have. I'm very, very excited. I wish it came out sooner. I thought it came out next week, and it doesn't. It comes out 2 weeks from now. But, I'm very excited to see Sophia and Wyatt. Like, I am. I'm really excited to see them interact again. I'm excited to see them interact as different characters. I think that's going to be so fun. I think they're both incredibly talented actors. I love seeing my kids in things that, like, aren't it, you know, and, like, Stranger Things, like, I love seeing them do different stuff. It brings me great joy. It makes me feel like a proud mom. So I'm very excited. Let me know what you think, what you're expecting, like, any sort of, if you read the graphic novel, let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell, because I don't have an uploading schedule. I have, like, 6 videos that I need to edit, but I'm going to upload this first. Stay tuned for the Goldfinch ones with Chloe in particular. Y'all been waiting for those. Filmed those this past weekend. They're coming. Follow me on Instagram. I have merch now. I wanted to wait until I got my shirt, like, till I got my like, sample to do that, but I still haven't gotten it. So, I have merch. I just released a new design today, and my friend Fati, Silly Mermaid on Instagram, she did the design. It's really cute. I also made the Are You Ready design. Please don't ever feel pressured to buy anything. I'm just kind of gonna release these from time to time, new designs that are most likely drawn by friends of mine, because I am no artist, and I'm giving them a cut, which is, you know, a sort of way for me to promote their art on, like, my platform, I guess, because I love them and their art, and also, you know, make a bit of money for both of us to support this channel and for them to support their art, etc. So if you want to do that, feel free to do that. Links for all the things are always in the description. Comment down below. I'll see you next time. Bye!